Vaping. It's a sweeping epidemic and it's hitting close to home.
Some of our students are headed to the Regional Social Studies Fair, while others are getting ready to showcase their science projects.
The basketball season got off to a hot start this week. This and more as Tiger Day starts now.
Vaping continues to dominate the headlines, and Princeton Middle School is no exception. For more, we'll go to McKinley Roberts.
Teen vaping is increasing at an alarming rate, even right here at Princeton Middle. We are seeing more and more students being disciplined for vaping-related incidents. We previously reported on the dangers behind the new trend, but we wanted to focus on the why. E-cigarettes or vapes started gaining popularity because it was thought that it was a safer alternative to smoking. In fact, many vape products were designed to help people quit their nicotine habit gradually, with the hope of more success in quitting. But it has taken a dangerous turn, and once again, it's us, teenagers, who are paying a very high price. E-cigarettes are loaded with very harmful chemicals, including the highly addictive drug nicotine. We are literally taking chemicals, including lead and other heavy metals, into our lungs. So the question is why? What makes vaping such a popular thing to try? What makes it worth getting suspended or risking our health and becoming addicted to a drug? The CDC took a look at the top reasons why teens vape. Almost 1/3 of the students surveyed said flavors were the biggest reason. It's time we take a stand. It's not worth it. We are risking a lifelong addiction because something tastes good or looks cool. If you are vaping and want to quit, there are many resources out there to help. For Tiger Today, I'm McKinley Roberts.
Thanks, McKinley. Again, if you need help quitting or just want more information, visit the Truth Initiative at your website on your screen.
On a happier note, our Thanksgiving break included a tradition that's been around for more than 30 years. The annual Princeton City Christmas Parade was held this past weekend on Mercer Street. There was a small turnout because of the rain, but that didn't stop the participants from having a lot of fun. Several businesses and community groups made floats, and of course, Santa made his appearance to round out the event.
Yes, the weather and the fact that the date was changed from Monday to Saturday hurt the attendance quite a bit. The majority of the groups represented were local churches and our first responders. There were many floats, including an Anna and Elsa float, a Dr. Seuss themed float, a nativity scene, and of course, Santa himself riding high in the bucket of the Princeton City Fire Department ladder truck.
Robots are taking over in our world. Everything is automated these days, and at Princeton Middle, our students are learning how to build and interact with robots. Our STEAM club, which meets every Tuesday and Thursday before school, is working hard to build the best robot for an upcoming competition here at our school.
That's right, Princeton Middle will host a state qualifier match in January where elementary and middle school teams will come to compete for a chance to represent their school at the state championship later in the spring.
The robot competition this year has robots trying to collect points by manipulating plastic balls into various targets. This course seems a little easier than last year's field.
While building and driving are important skills in robotics, there is also a hands-off portion where teams have to code their robots to run on their own. There is a lot of hard work and effort put into building and coding the robots and getting prepared for the competitions. At the VEX IQ competition, roboticists work together, even with other teams, to complete the tasks set in front of them, but the code competition is a little different. The participants work on computers and must put in the correct code in order to help their robot get the most points. Teams that earn enough points will advance to a state competition in Fairmont.
The Social Studies Fair is moving on to regionals, and we have a few students that are still in the mix. We will talk with them next week about their preparations for their regionals.
Good luck to all those competing in the regional competition. Another fair is about to kick off here at Princeton Middle. It's the Science Fair. Our students will present their science projects during the school event held on December 12th in the library. We'll have more about that in our next show. We'll be right back with sports and weather after these announcements. The basketball season tipped off on Wednesday with the girls traveling to Park Middle. Bree and Kendra have more for sports.
The girls' basketball season got off to a hot start with the road game against Princeton Middle School. This year's team is looking to repeat the success of last year's championship season, and they don't waste any time. In the JV game, they were losing in the first quarter, then brought it back to win with 43-14. Then the varsity was in the lead the whole time and finished with a score of 27-20. The leading score for varsity were Maddie Stoll and Carly Hurt.
The girls were back in action on Thursday night, and the boys also tipped off their season on Thursday as well. We will have more of those games as well as an interview with some of our athletes in the next week's edition. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule.
Even though the basketball season has started, there's still a little football left to play. This is your Worldwide Sports Recap.
This past weekend was rivalry week in college football. Traditionally, matchups like the Iron Bowl featuring Alabama or Auburn or the classic Ohio State versus Michigan matchup gave fans plenty to watch. Alabama came into their game needing a quality win to help make their case for the college football playoffs. The game featured plenty of scoring, included 48 combined points in the second quarter, but Auburn made the most of their chances and took the win. The loss knocked Alabama out of the top 10 and ended their playoff chances. Other scores from this past weekend include Notre Dame over Stanford, Florida over Florida State, and Oklahoma taking the Red River rivalry 34-16 over Oklahoma State. This weekend is a conference championship weekend, and I'll be back next week with scores and highlights.
Kendra, you have a competition coming up, don't you?
I sure do. It's a foul shooting competition, and the winners get to go to states and then regionals, and if they're still in it, even nationals.
Well, good luck with that. That'll do it for sports. Mackenzie, how's the weather?
This weekend is looking pretty good for December. Saturday is sunny side up with a high of 45 degrees, and Sunday looks even better with a high of over 50. But wet weather is headed back our way next week. On Monday, we can expect rain showers, and Tuesday temperatures to drop enough for a possibility of a rain and snow mix. Our temperatures will be fairly mild, hanging around the upper 40s for most of the week. Did you do anything on Thanksgiving? One couple's holiday didn't turn out quite as expected. They got stranded in a snowstorm on I-15 Cajun Pass, Canada. While forced to stay trapped, they made the best of the unwelcoming storm. The couple enjoyed an unusual Thanksgiving dinner: chili mac and cheese, breadsticks, and beef ravioli in a pouch. Although there wasn't a turkey, they said that there still was plenty to be thankful for. They also had a snowball fight after their feast. Sounds like an unforgettable Thanksgiving. Back to you.
That will do it for this edition of Tiger Today. Tune in next week as we take an in-depth look at how the impact of bullying and how we can work together to help make a difference in our school. We'll see you next Friday. Have a great morning.